We are going to start off this craft by going to your local dollar store and grabbing 8 pool noodles. So these pool noodles have stickers on them and you need to take these stickers off. Just peel them very slowly and try not to remove too much of the pool noodle. You need to make sure all of them are removed though too. And now we're going to go and inflate our ball. So it did take a little bit of time to go and inflate this, which I did just cut to going and capping it, which you need to do with any exercise ball or it's going to go and leak. The Gorilla Tape is really strong, so I didn't realize you're going to need scissors. I've actually never worked with Gorilla brand tape before, and this stuff is really sticky, like so sticky to the point that it's going to leave residue. Go and take a piece of the tape, put it into a circle, and stick the 2 balls together. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use a bunch of pieces of tape and just continue to tape these 2 together, and you're going to want to stack it as you go. It's actually easier if you pretty much loop it a small amount and then press it to both sides. Make sure to secure both sides as well after you have taped the entire center together. And yeah, it does take some time to go and do this. Also too, make sure it's fully and totally secure, move it around, bounce it a bit. I ended up just throwing this on the floor a couple times and it stuck together really well. Now we're going to go and measure on the pool noodles. Measure a foot up, use a Sharpie or some sort of permanent marker to mark, and go and do this for all of the pool noodles. Now use a knife to go and cut a triangle into the piece. You can also save the little pieces that are in the middle and save them for a different craft, or maybe fangs for your spider if you want them. But it should have a bend to this after you're done, which you're going to go and take some of the tape and then tape it down so it's secured and is bending. Do this with every one of the pool noodles that you went and cut. And after we are done with that, which, yeah, this does take a bit of time, put 2 pieces on the end of each and every one of them. Just make sure they don't stick together, so make sure they're not too long. They should be only hanging about 1.5 inches off of the side. Now what you're going to do is go and secure it onto the ball and measure how big you need these. You might need to move the legs around a little bit, which is fine. But after you've figured out where this pool noodle is going to touch the ground, cut it and maybe leave yourself a couple of inches at each of them, just so you can pretty much move these legs wherever you want to. Now that you have one of your legs measured out, you can go and cut them to pretty much the same size for the rest of them. So just measure them up, sister them up, and then now you have pretty much all of your legs cut. Now onto the next step, which is going and putting stripes onto the legs. Each of the legs I put 4 on, including the little piece that's in the middle, so it made 5 on each leg. So now we're going to go and secure it onto the exercise ball. Use little tiny pieces of tape and tape the top, bottom, and all of the sides and really make sure they're secure. And continue to go and do this. As you see, I ended up putting a couple pieces onto my leg of tape, but what happened is this left a bunch of residue on my leg, so maybe you might want to have something set off to the side, maybe like a little step ladder to go and put the pieces onto. So lesson learned. After you check that all of the legs are fully secure, what you're going to go and do is you're going to go and clean up some of the tape that's around there. So just put a piece across and make it look like there's an extra stripe for the leg. So I wanted to go and get this entire spider assembled before I went outside and spray painted anything on it. You can spray paint the balls beforehand or after. I just thought that it was going to be a lot easier, and I was pretty right. It was definitely a lot easier to spray paint it. So I'm spray painting this black and trying to get all of this extra text off of the ball here. Now after this has dried, which it really didn't take too long because it was the summertime when I went and did this, it was still really, really hot out. What you're going to do is you're going to go and paint on some eyes. You can actually use spray paint for this, and keep in mind this is a spider, so it should have 8 eyes. You can give the spider some pupils as well. I just thought it made the spider a little bit cuter, and they were like an off-gray color because I wanted to mix it, and I didn't want it to really look too dark for the eyes. This spider's first location is going to be a bush, but the nice thing about this spider is that you can go and move this pretty much anywhere. So say you don't like the spider being in the bush here, though I think he looks adorable here, you can easily just pick him up and bring him to the next location. So this corner is great for the spider, and the thing too is these pool noodles, as long as they're secured properly, can actually support a small amount of your spider's weight. So you can bend them, you can position them, and there you go. But maybe this location really isn't the best for him, so maybe he is a front door, front stoop decoration. So I'm going to move him over here, position him a little bit, and I think he looks best here. This craft is a lot of fun to go and make, but it does take up a pretty good amount of space. So, if you can't make one of these ones, you can always make a small one. This is a little baby spider, and you can also find this craft over on Hometalk as well. Thank you all so much for watching, have a happy Halloween, and happy haunting.
We're going to start this spooky Halloween project by painting a bunch of little black spiders. So put the 5 colors that you would like to paint these spiders onto a palette paper. And the palette paper that I love, it's like a book of almost like wax paper. So you could always use wax paper. So I put the spiders on top of some parchment paper so that it wouldn't get on my table. And I just started painting each one of the spiders. In between each color, I would clean the brush. And if you just dab it and squish it out on a napkin, it gets all the paint out, so you can just go to the next color. So I just put this all on one piece of parchment paper, like I said, because it made it easier to paint them instead of just sporadically putting them in one spot. And it already looks kind of cool because of the rainbow effect that's on there. And we're going to let that dry, and we're going to put 2 to 3 coats. I did 2 coats. And I think that was perfect. I did have a couple touch-ups on a few. Then I'm going to take a white pumpkin and I'm going to add some white paint on it. And you're wondering, why are you adding white paint on a white pumpkin when it's already white? It's because I wanted to have more texture. You could spray paint it if you want, but I'm all about using what I already have and not have to go buy some new spray paint. Then I took the stem and I painted it gold. You could use some gold leafing if you wanted to, if you have that around. But what I did was I just painted it gold. And what I did also was I made the shape of the way a stem would look. So it has like little scalloped edges that are kind of random on the gold. So start by putting a little dab of glue. You don't need a lot because you only need one little part of the spider to adhere to your pumpkin. And just put them in all different directions and in different spots on your pumpkin. And it's a super cute project, and it's a great project that you could do with your kids too. And it's not a totally spooky Halloween decoration. It's actually something that kind of looks cute and festive in your house. So keep adding glue and keep adding your spiders and just keep going until you have used all the little spiders that you have. Next, I took some Mod Podge, and it was a shiny clear coat, which dries super fast. And look how cute this turned out. And look how great it looks in my front entrance of my house. And then I put this sitting on top of my fireplace, and it looks cute there. I hope you guys loved today's DIY. I think it was so adorable. And until next time, happy DIYing.